Hi, I'm Morgan, and this is Morgan's Fighting Corner. As you can tell from my stylishly transitioned glasses, it's a beautiful sunny day out, so today's a good day to get out in the driveway and make a new stick, since mine is dead. This is what we make sticks out of. I think I've shown people before, but it's rattan. It's a solid core bamboo. You can tell that it's got some nice long fibers there. What we need to do first, though, is cut it to length. This is a bit of a short stick. It's about 30 inches. My normal stick is about 34. The other thing that we have to do to really make a stick usually is we have to knock down these ribs here. You can tell how long or how far they can stick out sometimes. They are also flaky, and so they need to go away. The other thing that we'll need to do probably is plane down the sides just a little bit. That's what I like to do with my sticks. I like my sticks to be light, so I will typically shave down the sides so I hit exactly the minimum diameter that we can have, which is 1 1/4 inches. So come play with me as I make a stick. So I've got my ribs all sanded down, and what I've done is I've taken it outside and I've swung it around a few times, flipped the end for end, rolled it in my hand a few times to decide which end I want to hold, which end I want to be my tip, and I'm marking all of that so that I don't forget before I start sanding. So you'll see here, this is the side this is the end that I decided is my pommel, so the bottom end of the sword. I like my swords to be back weighted instead of tip heavy because I'm a fast fight, so I like to be able to pull the tip back quickly. Some people like a little bit of meat at the tip because it hits harder. I don't feel like I need that. So I've marked here one line that's going to be either up or down. I'll sand it first and then decide which way I want thumb side and which I want palm side, so facing down. I thought I'd show you really quick how to draw that line. So I just kind of figure out where that side is and where pretty much the exact opposite side is. It doesn't have to be perfect, and it's about here. So what I do is I brace my hand on the side and I put my marker there and hold it steady, and then just pull the stick away from me, letting my hand slide on the stick. So there we go. That little squiggle at the end doesn't matter, as long as I know the basic up and down. Now that everything's marked and sanded down, the ribs anyway, now it's time to measure it. The caliper, see how wide it is. So this one is just, let's see, you take your caliper and you run it all the way up and down, marking kind of your narrowest spot. This one is pretty consistent the whole way through. Where your ribs are is going to be a little bit wider always than the other parts, but what we're looking at is pretty consistently just a little short of 1.5 inches, so I get a lot that I can plane down there and take off a lot of weight, so I've got a faster stick. And then it looks a little bit more sword-like because it's flat on a couple sides. Fits better in the hand too. So now it's time to take it over to the sander and plane it down. I don't have any special tools. I just have the belt sander that you watched me hit the ribs with. So I just have to be very steady with my hand, put it on there using my lines as horizontal, and then I just run it carefully straight down. The first time's the hardest because it'll roll, but once I've got that plane on one side, then I can just simply run it back and forth and take more and more stuff off. It's kind of a long process.